Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, like I said from the past video, the last video that did stir up the hornet's nest in regards to Alex himself, but we'll get to him in just a moment here. But we got plenty of other salt for this episode of the Salty Batch Files. A lot of fun to be had here. A lot of factual posts, which a lot of people don't seem to understand what this channel and what the Salty Batch Files are about, but let's educate that a little bit. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what we're going to do is go over these factual posts for the Salty Batch Files. Factual posts, I'm going to say that again. This is not a satire channel. This is not a highly editable channel right now, as I do not have the time to do that sort of thing. I try to do the best I can while doing everything else with a full-time job, family, all that good stuff there to provide the content for you out there and provide those facts. I believe that's why you're here, is having fun with these actual posts that are not doctored in any way, shape, or form. These are just straight up facts. If you don't like that, that's why you get channels like Alex's channel and many others that like to poke fun at the stuff or get upset at me over the facts, but I digress. Let's keep going here. First one, the ever-returning, the ever-fruitful-bearing salt content that keeps leaking its way this way. Colt Eastwood here. This is how Xbox is winning without fighting an aging, stagnant plastic console war. Microsoft currently has more games on the PlayStation Store's top 25 bestsellers list than Sony's exclusives. Number 2, Microsoft's massive gaming investments have seen it become one of the blah, 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 blah. Could have expanded this more and more and more, but again, it just depends on the day. Which way is the wind blowing for Colt Eastwood here at this point in time? Are we looking at the console wars? Is he a PC player now? Is he shilling for Xbox? What's going on here? So you want to make a point, we'll just use example number 1 that we have here. Microsoft currently has more games on the PlayStation Store's top 25 bestsellers list than Sony's exclusives. It's still new games on that ecosystem and platform, so it's not that hard to comprehend, is it, Colt? Number 2, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed, and you should understand why Game Pass is not a good, healthy thing for A, the industry, and B, the Xbox platform as hardware is concerned. Do you understand the meaning behind all of this? Does that get through to your head? Does that make sense to you? Do you need this broken down in even simpler terms? Let us know. We'll be happy to do that. But again, we'll see what the next post of his in the future comes with, because again, depends on which way the wind blows and which narrative he wants to spin for the day. But let's keep going here. Oh, Kid Smooth. I genuinely like this guy overall, but man, it just seems like he's just in this unfortunately mentally abusive relationship with Xbox in general, and it's sad to see. It honestly is sad to see. But let's start with the first one here, and we'll do a follow-up. But AddXbox is stupid for porting games to PlayStation 5, and their devs are just as dumb for not going back to Xbox code to make sure it's up to par. The case for Sea of Thieves Series XS version was just patch up the 1X version to 60 frames per second on Series X and the 1S version to 60 frames per second on Series S. PS5 got proper development. It's kind of what happens sometimes, but I agree with you there. I do. Then he continues, Xbox put their games to be overly scrutinized. Any Xbox game that runs 1% better on rival platform is a problem. I agree, kid. Xbox and their dev team should be completely aware of this and be optimized accordingly instead of prioritizing PlayStation over everything else like all the rest of these games and yada yada yada. The funny part here, this is what we're going to pull up here. Is this a coincidence? I'm so disappointed with gaming. I'm not a fan of anything right now. What is everyone playing and enjoying? I don't know. If you put down that allegiance, kid, if you put down the allegiance towards the Xbox platform, you can still enjoy it for when it offers what you want, when you want. But you're only hindering yourself. And yes, I know you have a PlayStation 5, but it doesn't matter because that's how adhered to the Xbox platform you are. not once, and I'm being honest, and I know I prefer PlayStation, whatever the case is, you can make any sort of assumption you want, but I promise you, not once have I been a player, primary player of PlayStation, and looked at anybody, looked on social media, my own family, my own friends, my own son, whoever, and said, you know, I'm just not a fan of gaming and playing anything right now. I'm just disappointed in general. Not once. Why is that the case? Why would you ever limit yourself? If you are mainly a gamer, that's your main hobby, why would you limit yourself if you're not having fun? If you're having a blast on the Xbox ecosystem and it's good for you and you live in whatever world, and if that's just your cup of tea and you're okay with how everything is working, performing, the options to you, great, fantastic. Then there's not a problem, right? There's not a problem. But this is a problem. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying like this mentally abusive relationship, and something's got to give here. And kid, I'm just telling you, let go of the allegiance. Whether you go to PC, whether you go to Nintendo, hell, you'll have an even better time with Nintendo because at least you're getting what it seems you're looking for, great exclusive experiences. I'm leaving PlayStation out of the mix because you've clearly stated your disdain for that. But I do think you need to remove that Xbox adherence to yourself, and you're going to be a lot happier. I promise you, take that advice. You're going to be a much happier human being. But let's continue here. So this is an oldie but a goodie. I don't know if you guys have missed this, but it's always good to throw back in General MLD's face. As you can see here, when PlayStation fans get denied games, the world becomes a better place to live. Now, when I say oldie is a goodie, it's already been a year and a half since he's posted this. Because at that point in time, what is this in context to? This is in context to PlayStation not getting games such as Starfield. This is mainly in regards to Starfield, in which now we're not sure if Starfield's going to be staying Xbox PC exclusive platform or not. It highly can be coming over to PlayStation, but now MLD these days is running with the revenue war, not the console war anymore. The games are amazing that Xbox produces, and it's about the revenue war now. So whatever goalpost and spinning that he has to do, it's just another day in the mind of the delusional. General MLD had to share that. I think we're going to have to bring this up again once I truly believe this Starfield will be going to the PlayStation platform. Now, that is one that is 100% not something I'm going to play because it's just not up my alley, but it's still going to be fun nonetheless. All right, so we're going to bring up a Jez quick survey here, a quick poll, if you will. Do you think Helldivers 2 will ever come to Xbox? Now, I think it's interesting they have to do that. They're still grabbing. You want to talk about true port begging. People call port begging that we're expecting Xbox games on the PlayStation platform. That's not port begging. That's more of a reality. This right here is what you consider port begging. They're still pining, trying to get something going with Helldivers 2. People making up false narratives and all this stuff. Crab Gamer at least, has some sense from time to time, believe it or not. Nope, Sony actively buy exclusive games to keep off Xbox still. Duh, when your platform is still selling hotcakes via the hardware, why would you not do that? And the low Xbox install base makes it pretty pointless to do a port. He also is not incorrect because this, of course, would probably not be heading to Game Pass, and we all know how most of the Xbox community, for better or worse, has been tailored, like I've mentioned in plenty of videos before, that they're tailor-made to be renting via Game Pass, that subscription service. So there you have that in a nutshell, but let's keep going here. King David, one of the most delusional individuals out there on social media and elsewhere. You need to worry about why your first party game is day and date in Game Pass while you have to pay up. By the way, don't talk to me until you release a first-party game. See you in mid-2025. Context, PlayStation probably is not having a first-party developed and published game until 2025. Is that to say we don't have exclusive content on the PlayStation platform as of this year within almost 5 months in, just under, with Rise of the Ronin, Stellar Blade, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and on and on. Helldivers 2 clearly being one of those as well, and a huge success. But since they're not first party, it doesn't count. In these delusional minds, it doesn't count. But the main thing I want to pull up from here is he still doesn't understand that the brain cells are not firing. The synapse is not happening in between the brain here. And he's bringing up, as you can tell in the picture, MLB 24, the show. How many times do we have to explain to others that this is a Sony published game? This is not a first-party game by a long shot. Yes, it used to be an exclusive towards PlayStation. Yes, you have to pay full price for it on the PlayStation ecosystem as opposed to it being available in Game Pass. But again, just like soccer or football or golf or basketball or in this case baseball like I just mentioned, it's a niche thing. Not everybody's into sports games. This isn't the flex you think it is, and it's not a first-party game from Sony. What are you trying to get at? The console war is officially pretty much over. Simple as that. Keep grasping at those straws. This makes you look like a bona fide moron. It just does. Use the 2 brain cells. Use something else's fodder. This is not it. This is insane to me. This is pure salt and trying to move that goalpost yet again. I digress. Let's go over to post up here. A couple eyes looking, of course, emoji. PlayStation could never. Retweeting the Xbox announcement that, yes, they just recently announced Xbox going to talk about, we're going to be talking about games, of course. Tune into the Xbox Games Showcase, followed by yada, yada, yada. Gives the date of June 9th and all that stuff. What do you mean PlayStation could never? Put together a showcase? What are you talking about? I don't know the context here. What are you talking about? I'm so confused. I'm looking at this now. I'm so confused. Trying to find some sort of grain of salt here that you have of a narrative, but there's nothing there. Not to mention there's a good chance that a good chunk of these games shown in the showcase are also going to be on PlayStation. But yeah, PlayStation could never. What, go third party so quick? Fail to sell well via the hardware SKUs? Could never what? Please enlighten me next time. Please enlighten me next time. Let's keep going here. This is not really a salt post. Gaz, you know, I'm kind of warming up to Gaz here and there. He's at least had some semblance. He has good moments here where he at least is being honest. I have to give him credit. But I do have to post this example as you see here. Phil Spencer stating, we're excited to share updates from our partners and our own creative teams across Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, and Xbox Game Studios. Tune in at 10 a.m. PT on June 9th for Xbox Games Showcase. Oh, and then he has the GIF going though of like yeah, this is going to be good, right? Why are you doing this to yourself, man? What's going to be good? Maybe they'll have some good stuff, but what... You get done calling them out, you're upset with them, and then you turn around like, good job, Xbox, can't wait to see what you got. What are you doing, man? This is the confliction that I'm seeing between everything here. It's like you say one thing and you do another. You say one thing and you do another. That's what's weird to see. Some consistency. Being held true to your word, just because they're having a showcase, doesn't mean all's forgiven, is it? I'm just kind of confused. Let me know. Again, not really a salt post, but I just wanted to kind of call that out. I'm a little confused. Please enlighten me a little bit if you can. All right, so back to the meat of it. Like I said, the last video I said at the end, because we were talking about Alex, I had to bring it up. The pieces were clipped. I told you he was going to get very upset. He was probably going to have one of his cronies, and let's do the crony impersonation here.
Alex, we got some stuff going on here. Xvault's talking about you again. You really need to post a video and get back at him because he's saying stuff that isn't true.
No, it is true. 100% of it is true. I don't know what you're talking about. Spin that narrative. I called it out. He's so upset. So upset he already he's got some of it edited for a video that's coming out about me, of course. He's going to have the editing, the big eyes, making fun of the baldness because I haven't heard that before because a good chunk of the population is not bald. So that's apparently funny to him. Koalas, cute koalas are apparently a thing, and I look like koalas. So that's his thing. That's his highlight. And he did it in record time, folks. I thought it would at least be Friday at the earliest, but he beat those expectations. He beat those expectations and is making a video for Wednesday morning. At the time of this recording, it'll be out at some point in the morning. So feel free to check it out if you want. I don't care. I'm not offended. I think it's hilarious because I called it out one for one that he's going to be upset about it. He has to say something about it. If it was untrue, let's put it this way, Alex. If what was said was untrue, why even respond? Why not just be like, not a big deal, not a big deal, moving on, because it wasn't true. Quick social media post. Yeah, you see this video, it's not true because of blah, 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 and leave it at that. Nope, has to do a video, loves my content. I think Alex is probably my biggest fan out there, and that's fine. I approve of that. I'm glad he's a fan of mine. Thank you very much, Alex. But let's go here. I'm going to pull up the first one here. He loves to say he's not an Xbox fanboy, that he's not a PlayStation hater. But folks, as you can see here, he likes to make posts like, if Phil Spencer gets Helldivers onto Xbox, it would be the funniest day on Twitter. But not once do we ever see a post stating if the Master Chief Collection was ever ported over to PlayStation, it would be the funniest day ever. If Jim Ryan, if whoever at the time would have done that, or whoever the current president is, I just don't want to slaughter the name right now, ported that over. The Master Chief Collection, that would be the funniest day on Twitter. No, it's not. And as you can see, I don't see any of those Xbox stocking hats there, any of the caps, anything like that. But that's crazy because he's got to cater to that audience. And then he comes out, like I said in the past videos, he gets somebody out there on the Xbox side, such as Post Up or J-Rock, every once in a blue moon, kind of calls them out, just ever so gently, just calling them out. You guys are dumb. You know that, right? You're dumb. And that's, see guys, I'm unbiased. It's the PlayStation community that is so bad that I have to call him out all the time. That's funny because not once, Alex, have you called out a guy that you guys may or may not know of called Andy Pants. Top tier, and we've dealt with a lot of them, from J-Rock to Colt Eastwood to Post Up to Goat Gaming to, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We have some delusionals and weirdos out there. But Andy Pants takes the cake. Not one time have I seen this dude go to bat against him or make a video or any sort of content against this weirdo. And every single post is absolutely incorrect and full of misinformation. Full-blown misinformation. Not once has Alex done anything to that. Kinda weird. Kinda weird. You can make all the content you want, Alex. Most of us aren't stupid like that. Simple. And then I just want to end on one more Alex post while we're getting out there. Now, Skinny Dip, good guy. He honestly plays everything as well. But he's responding to Alex stating, as you can see here, or actually reply to what I'm saying instead of deflecting, quote tweeting me to get the defense of all your followers, LMAO. Your hate for PlayStation is honestly cute at this point. And that's what Alex does. He does a post, he does the bare minimum, and he has the sheep and the followers and the simps attack whoever says anything about Alex. True or not? True or not? So he says, oh yes, I totally hate PlayStation. STFU dummy. Shows. Now here's the picture. Here's the great part here. So if you're not catching on right away, I'll break it down. That's fine. What do we have here? We have a couple rows of PlayStation 1 games. We have a row of PlayStation 2 games here. But there's a little bit of a disconnect, isn't it? So where's the PS3 games? Where's the PS4 games? Where's the PS5 games? Is it just when you transitioned after PS2 over to PC full time? Did PlayStation piss you off so much that you went PC only and you realized PlayStation's not porting their games over here like Nintendo? But PlayStation's an easier target here because I'm more upset at PlayStation because I was a fan of PlayStation then now that they're not putting over the games I want on my preferred platform, now I'm upset. That's why I tag all this. I mean, there's a lot of psyche to break down. Again, a little bit of an assumption involved, of course. But I mean, the evidence is pretty lined up here. I don't see anything else deterring this assumption. But again, I'm not gonna lie, that is just speculation. But it is interesting how there's nothing after PS2 and how he has such a disdain for PlayStation. Got the anomalies, got the hits for going after the PlayStation Nation, and there you have it. But he thinks he has a win there with the reply. He totally hates it. As you can see here, I had it from the PS1 and PS2. I don't hate them. I don't dislike them. It's just the fanboys I dislike. Give me a break. Everybody sees through your bull crap except for your simps, and that's natural and normal. Continue to make content. Like I said, you're my biggest fan. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. I'm not usually following your videos or watch them myself, Alex, so I do apologize. I usually get clips and such sent to me, do a little bit of looking into it, go from there. And I'm sure you'll spin everything I state here, of course, and that's fine, much like you're going to do on your new video. So enjoy that. Your Sims will eat it up, and I'm glad for you. And you're doing great success, and I do want to compliment you. It is no easy feat to have the followers and subs that you do have, so good on you there. I can't knock somebody for doing their craft, so there's that. But I do want to call him out and want to call you out, Alex, in regards to just the narrative there and the hypocrisy, and I personally see through that, and that's what's unfortunate. Other than that, I do think you're probably a good guy. I have nothing against you as a human being. I do think some of your takes are hilarious, even at me. I do think it's funny. You are funny, but you don't get funny results off of mine, do you? And that's where you get a little upset, hence why you did that video in record time, but more power to you. Like I said, we'll wrap it up here. Wanted to throw all that out there. Hopefully you enjoyed all that salt coming this way, and hopefully I shed some light and some more truth for you all out there. Much appreciated. And again, at this point in time, we are at 695 subscribers out of that 2,000 sub goal. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much. We're getting to that goal in a quicker time than I ever thought possible. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Hopefully you all enjoy, like I said. If you haven't already, definitely leave a like, comment, helping out the algorithm below. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. That helps me out as a content creator, of course. And just remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see you guys next time on the next Xvault gaming video. Take care.